Hello everybody, so this is my first Halloween tutorial of the year and it is this skull. I think it's super cool and I've always wanted to do this, and comment down below if you guys think I should be this for Halloween or what other tutorials you want me to do in the next week. But without further ado, let's just get started into the tutorial. So I am starting off with just a clean face, and I already did my eyes. It's just a classic smoky eye, and I am taking a white eyeshadow pencil and I am lining the outline of my skull with it. I'm using this pencil because it's super easy to smudge away if you mess up, so it's not anything permanent. And I'm just doing this little outline with a V shape on my nose. And then I am taking a paintbrush and applying face paint all over the bottom half of my face, and I actually recommend getting a better face paint than I did. I'll link the one that I got down below. It's from Amazon and you gotta get it wet for it to activate, and like it's a hard paint. I don't know, it's really weird, but I really didn't like it. I feel like you could see my skin through a lot of it. It was super cheap, but again, I think if you actually want to wear this out for Halloween, not just 5 minutes for a tutorial, I definitely would recommend getting a better paint. And then I am taking this black paint and I am lining the underneath of my eyes, and this is just going to create kind of like the hollows or the shadows underneath my eyes. And I'm lightly doing it because I don't know if I'm going to like it or not, so if I don't like it I can quickly go over it, but I did. So then I'm going to apply a little more pressure underneath where I did it. So this is kind of supposed to be like your eye sockets or something like that, mimicking that, and then having a kind of a shadow cast underneath it. And I use the same paint that I used for my face, for my white face paint, in the black. I got the same brand and I really didn't like it. It's not really as black as I would like, and it's very see-through, and kind of once your face gets oily it kind of breaks apart, so I would definitely recommend getting a better one than this. And then I am just applying it to my nose, and it is very light, but I like that because I like to have an outline because in case I don't like it again. And then I am wetting the brush a little more and applying it by patting it. I feel like this is the best way to apply this specific paint, so I am patting it on my nose. And again, I'm trying to outline the V shape on the top of it just to make it look more like a skull. I used inspiration from other YouTubers and from photos I saw on Pinterest, so if this looks similar to anyone that you've seen or anything, let me know down below and I will give them credit, because I don't really know who I watched or whose pictures I saw, but I just took a bunch of inspiration from a bunch of different photos. And then I am drawing my mouth. So just from the mouth, you're going to go on the edges and draw a very skinny line, and I am applying pressure to that because I want it to be dark. And now I am going in with the contour, so I'm basically just outlining my cheekbones. I'm trying to make it curved a little bit more to give it more of a skull-like look, I guess, but I'm just outlining my cheekbones with the black paint and seeing how that looks. And then eventually, if I like it, I am going to start filling it in with the black paint. This black paint basically looks gray. I've noticed you have to apply a lot of it and get it really wet for it to look black. But I am just going to be filling it in, and I'm going to be applying more pressure at the top and at the edges and less pressure on once I start filling it in, because that's going to give it more definition and more of a dimension. It's going to make it look a little more 3D, like you actually really do have hollows, because if it was all the same color it would look more like paint and less like, oh, those are actually holes on your skin, if that makes any sense. So afterwards I am going in with the black face paint again, and I am going to outline the very edges. And now I am going in and drawing the teeth, and half the time, or at least in the beginning, I was out of focus and out of the frame. So if you guys can't tell, this is my first Halloween tutorial this year. This is a very intense one. But I am drawing the teeth, and I'm just drawing super skinny lines. Actually, they're not that skinny. I should have used a skinnier one, but guys, this is hard to perfect. But the good thing about it is that it does not need to be perfect, because it really, like, you really cannot tell. And I'm so sorry that the camera is going in and out of focus a lot. This makeup tutorial had a lot of technical difficulties, if you guys can't tell. And now I'm just making the teeth look more like teeth, so I am drawing the roots of them, and I am doing that super lightly. So I will never dip my paint or my brush in the paint again, because I don't want it to be black or harsh. I just want it to be very light. So with a light finger I am just making the lines, and you really don't have to be perfect on this. I was super messy because you can't really tell as long as you have roots. And then I'm taking a black eyeshadow and I am kind of contouring, I guess, where I drew my cheekbones, and I am mainly doing it on the outside again to have more of a definition and to make it look like they're more hollowed out. So I'm focusing it on the top and on the edges, and I think that it makes it look so much better, and the powder from the eyeshadow actually can help set it, so it makes it look a little better in general. And then I'm applying the same eyeshadow underneath where I drew the eye sockets. It just makes it look more realistic, I guess, as realistic as a skull can look on your face. And it's just also going to set it a little more, but I thought the powder added a nice different texture to it instead of just using paint. It's kind of hard to get a more real look. I was about to say natural, but nothing about this is natural. And then I'm going in and I'm going to be applying kind of like the gums, I guess I'm trying to draw. So with my black face paint and just a tiny bit, I'm just drawing black above the teeth to make it look like the gums and just to make it look more defined, because I felt like you couldn't really tell that these were teeth before I did this. And again, you do not have to be neat. I am a complete amateur, you guys, so please no mean comments in the comments below, but I accidentally smudged some black off camera on top of my teeth, so I wanted to apply a little more paint, so that's why I tapped it there. And then I am drawing cracks on my skull again to just give it some more I guess more character to it. And so I'm drawing skinny black lines on my chin, and I got this inspiration from a Pinterest photo, and it makes it look like the skull is being cracked. This is probably my favorite part of it. I think it looks really cool, and it kind of just tops off the whole look. So you do this at the end, and then again I am going in and I'm defining all my lines because I really want to have sharp lines on my face. So I am applying it to the eye sockets and pressing down really hard with my brush. Again, I would recommend a better paint because this paint was basically gray. It was not black at all. I wish that they would have told me that, but whatever, it's fine. Now I know. So definitely get a paint that's like black, but it still worked out. And then that is actually, I was about to say that is it. That is not it. We're going back in with the powder. And so now we're going back in with the contouring for the eyes, and I am actually applying it underneath my chin and underneath my jawline to make it seem more like a contour, because when I apply bronzer, I apply it underneath my jawline. That's one of the places, and if you just smudge a little black under there, I think it makes it look really cool, and it makes you look like you're cracking more or anything like that. So I really like it. And then if you have any white on you, you can cover that up with the black powder. But that is it now for my video, and I hope you guys liked it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe down below if you're not. Follow me on social media, and let me know any other videos that you guys want me to film down below. Bye guys!